Welcome, everybody. How are you doing? Have y'all had an awesome weekend? Oh my gosh, y'all, it has been an amazing month for us and an awesome week. And we have some more awesome um, numbers. So, many of you don't know, we have a new person, a part of our team. She is our ASL interpreter. We are now ASL accessible. So I'm going to bring her on stage. Welcome, Miss Diane. And
Hello
she's
there.
our ASL interpreter. So Sensei, move. I have a puppers at my feet. I apologize for that. Um, please pray. I have a kitten that's very, very sick, and I'm really concerned. So we shall see how that is. Hey, Miss Peggy. Hi, Miss Kevin. Hello, Miss Dog Lover. Hello, Miss Melissa. Oh, I'm so blessed to see y'all. I know everybody's been kind of crazy with the holiday weekend. So tell me, did y'all have fun? Anybody get hurt? I hope not. I told y'all. I warned you. Stay safe. Careful with them fireworks. Y'all are awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, we have some amazing things happening. And oh, Miss Camper for Life 22. Is this your first time joining? Hello, Miss Toxic Orchid. It's so good to see you. I am going to actually check and see if something worked. I hope it did. I hope it did. We'll see. For those of you who are new or don't know, there's something called As the Gavel Drops, and it's not on yet, but I'll watch. It is a fabulous resource for us court junkies. It is on Discord, and I will give you the link in a minute to the As the Gavel Drops. But let me tell you guys, it is an awesome place to go and try and copy and paste. Sorry. Oh, that's not what I want. I don't want all of it. I want that. I want that. Sorry. Trying to do something here. So, As the Gavel Drops is a phenomenal group of people. Anything you want as far as documents, videos pertaining to court cases, and you just really are a court junkie and you just like reading all that and being a part of that like minded group, hop on over. And yes, it did work, Miss Toxic. It's a little slow, but it worked. Oh, Camper for Life, you're part of the 13th Juror crew with Brandy. Oh, how awesome. Tell her hello, and y'all are welcome anytime, including Brandy. I know everybody's busy, but anybody can let us know and we'll put you in. A lawyer on YouTube is predicting something big Monday. I know Proctor's hearing is Monday, and it might be something else. Ooh, I'll have to figure out, is that meeting going to be live on YouTube Monday? I think we may have to watch it if it is. If it is, I'll be here. I will be here. Oh, we did it, Miss Toxic Orchid. Yay. Do you know what? Is it okay if I share the screen um, with As the Gavel Drops to kind of get people a view? Would that be okay? Why am I can't share that screen. I can't do too much at one time. I'm going to pull this one down. Stop screen. There we go. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this window. I got a Discord. Where is it? Hmm. I'm looking for it, y'all. Nope. It's hard to find on this because I have about 30 different things running. So what I'm going to do is share this, and I'm going to expand this. Y'all, I love techie stuff, but sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. There we go. We're going to add to stage. I'm going to bump us up. This, everybody, is Discord. And they have a list of people who go live, like myself. And you can click on it and connect to their links. Like this one right here is me. Yay! I'm so blessed by them. And then down here are resources. So you can come down here and look up here, and then there's some videos and links. You can pick your cases. Right now, they are covering over 500 trials, and it is awesome. So, if you want to be a part of that group, I encourage you to click on that link and request to join. You will not regret it, and it's a great place to get documents and stuff. Hey there, Miss Ronnie. Yes, dog lover. What are you curious about? DUI guy says something's big is coming. Oh, what are you curious about? Okay, tonight, what I'd like to do is I have a couple of funny Facebook reels I'm going to bring up. I'm not monetized, so I don't have to worry about anything yet. But oh, that's what I was going to share. We are 500 view hours as of the 1st of July because it takes a while for it to catch up in the analytics of being able to have memberships, and 1,500 in order to monetize. And guess what? They're not even including the last 6 days. So I have a very good suspicion that by the end of this coming week, we will have everything we need. And it's all because of you. And I want to thank you. Okay. Here, oh, I'm sorry, you did put it up. To what extent or how do interpreters interpret? Like if there's a joke with someone's accent, like Saul and Karen Reed's case, a lot of police ambulance drive-bys. When becomes a sound important? Well, I think what I'm going to do is turn on the microphone, and I am going to now I went to school for interpreting. I can answer it. But Miss Diane has 30 years experience, and I am gonna let her answer that. Your mic is on, Miss Diane.
Okay, to answer that question about accents, it's it depends on where you are from because many times signing can be very regional. And I have had people tell me in the north, you're from the south, and they've never heard me speak, but they tell me you signed with an accent. Honestly, I've not figured it out, but it happens. And I think maybe it's just because of the regional signs. That's more, I think, the appropriate answer. And everywhere is a little bit different. Like you can have spoken English, but 15 different ways to say the same word. So,
Also, I was going to college, and I was in the interpreting program, and we put about 20 people in a line, and we had all, um, ethnicities, different regions, and so we all had to sign the same exact things and the same signs. But it's how the signs are produced. So I have a girlfriend. She is a beautiful colored woman, and that's how she likes to be identified. And she grew up in a very slangy Louisiana South type thing. And her hand movements were kind of more drawn out. So instead of going beautiful, she would be beautiful. So it's just different movements that's slightly different between interpreters. That is a sign accent.
Yeah.
But we are signing, like Miss Diane is interpreting for me right now. And if a fire truck comes behind me, what she'll do is while I am watching her sign, she'll do emergency alarm or she will indicate that there's a fire truck passing, and then she will pick up and move along. Most people don't realize interpreters are about 2 to 3 seconds, sometimes five, behind what's being said. So there's a little bit of a delay. So that's, I hope, answers your question. Yay! Thank you for that. But yeah, Miss Diane's awesome. She's a wealth of information. Oh, well, I mean, the interpreter, will an interpreter sign a sound in court or only the words? No, everything that's heard, she will sign or they will sign. Um, I was interpreting once and there was a baby screaming. Then 10 minutes later, a glass dropped, and it depends on the client as well. I tell my interpreters, you don't need to sign to me crying babies or candy wrappers, just if it's an emergency situation in the room. But that's up to the deaf client's decision how much they receive. Does that help you? Camper for life. Oh, can we can give you tons of stories, Miss Camper for Life, about closed captioning. Do you know the SHIT word came out in closed captioning in the last trial we did? More than I can count. Thank God we don't get in trouble if you see the word, only if they can hear it. And it's even better is the interpreter can sign the see you next Tuesday word and I don't get stricken for it. Welcome, Braxton. Hey. Braxton, I did send you the link in Discord to be in the background. Okay. So, any other link? Oh, by the way, please join our Discord because we are setting up a folder under the members area where they can ask questions about ASL. Also, if you, for example, find out that your child is deaf or you are in a situation where you need some guidance and you don't have that, hop on, ask questions. Either myself or Miss Diane will help you. For those who don't know me, I'm Ada Kay. I am, yes, I am deaf. I was born hearing, grew up hearing, became deaf over the last 15, 20 years, and I have a degree in deaf support specialist with a focus on interpreting. Miss Diane is a nationally certified interpreter with over 30 years experience. Yeah, I thought about that all the time, and the attorneys stopped speaking because of sirens. I thought that would be confusing to the community if not interpreted. It would be. It would be. Haley, you signed up for the basic course yesterday? Aw. And by the way, anybody in the Kerrville area, I am resuming my ASL classes this fall through the Dietert, Dietert Center under Club Ed. So that's an awesome thing. Please, guys, if you're interested, a lot of the colleges will offer classes. Also, if you have something called Club Ed, that's a national organization in your area, look and see. A lot of times someone's teaching, but be careful. Make sure they have the credentials because sometimes people teach themselves and they don't really understand everything and then they try and teach and it's a hot mess. Braxton, thanks for hopping on. I have to get that window up, don't I? Uh there we go. Ooh, Braxton, I'm going to do a screenshot. You need to see this. I'll put it in Discord. Why can't I do a screenshot? There it is. So, we are going to watch a video in a second. Let me send this to him. And we are going to it is so funny. How many of y'all like cowboys? How many of you like cowboys? Cowboys are so special. And this guy is hysterically funny. He is his wife had asked him to do something very unique, and so it didn't take. Dagnabbit. What's today? Screenshots. Why didn't it take? I'll find it. So anyway, he was asked to do something very special, and well, there it is. It's sent. Let's just watch. This is so fun. Let me get it up. Let me get it playing. Okay. Ah, come on. I can't get it any bigger. Nope. I'll get the sound higher. I'm boosting. Is that better? Okay. I don't know why the sound is so low. Let me try this again. I don't know why the sound is low. It was fine earlier. I'll fix it, guys. Let me fix it and I'll bring it back. I don't know what's going on. Oh, this is a good question, Miss Diane. Let me get it up there. While you talk, I'll let you. I'm going to turn your mic on. You can talk about that.
Question says, is it difficult not to move your mouth when you're interpreting? And is there a reason why? Yes, there's a very strong and appropriate reason why. Because I am interpreting ASL, which is American Sign Language. Right this second, as I am interpreting and talking, that is signed English. So I can talk and sign at the same time. But when it's ASL, there's facial grammar, and that is a part of the language itself. And the different facial motions that you see, it just goes with what's being said.
Okay, we got it. I fixed it. Sort of. Yeah. Okay. We'll see if you can hear it. Once again, sometimes things don't work as best as much as we want. Let me see if I can get them. Let me see if I can get it to enlarge by the way I put us. Nah, it's not going to happen. Okay, Miss Diane, we're going to go to the old school. Uh, just listen to this. This is absolutely funny. Let's see if I can get it. That's as loud as I can get it. Can you hear it?
No, and mine is all the way up.
All right, we're done. I'm sorry, guys. I tried to do something cool and it's not working, and I'm bummed about it. Dag nabbit, it was a good story. It was funny. Recovery addict, hey, busy night, can't play, popped into. Well, howdy, Mr. Recovery Addict. I fully understand. But dang it, I had the best video. Best video. And the sound is crap. Dag nabbit. It is what it is. Hey, guys. Well, thank you for hopping in, Mr. RA. Um, so, Mr. RA, if you can hear me, do you still have all your fingers? Did you be careful with the fireworks? Yeah, it's interesting. So, one of the things I wanted to ask y'all about is we are getting ready to go into the Karen Reed Baldwin trial. My gosh, I'm going to have that on my head all day. and we are going to be probably, I estimate, 2 weeks on that. And so on Monday, they have a hearing. On Tuesday, jury selection. And we will not be here for Tuesday. But Wednesday through the rest of the week will be Alec Baldwin trial. Okay. So I am going to definitely be on Monday. And we also may have something to deal with Proctor on Monday. So that's going to be awesome. Okay. I have shared some good news. I've got some better news. I have had this sponsor, and they have blessed me with the best coffee in Central Texas. I'm not kidding, y'all. I'm a coffee snob, and this is fabulous stuff. Well, she informed me that I'm going to be getting a lot more blessings and that y'all have been looking at her website, and she says, thank you. Thank you. It has been such a blessing to them. They're a small mom and pop business, and they have worked very hard to produce some very clean, good coffee. So, rolling the footage. Hey, y'all. I am so excited we have our very first sponsor, and I'm wearing this hat to honor them. Who is it? Well, it's coffee, my favorite thing. This coffee is from Hitchman Homestead Coffee. This is the Shooter Shack Coffee Pioneer Nicaraguan Roast. This coffee is so delicious, y'all. It is so smooth. It does not leave a chemical taste on the back of the tongue. It's not overly bitter. And I have to tell you, it is my favorite. And I am now getting rid of all my other coffee. I kid you not. They have a monthly subscription available. You get 4 12-ounce bag a month, either whole beaned or ground. And then you can also get a Keurig option as well. The other thing they have is wonderful gift boxes that you can send to your loved ones. So you want to support a fabulous home business and people here in the Hill Country, go to hitchmanhomestead.com and let them know I sent you, and grab yourself some of the best tasting coffee we have here in Texas Hill Country. Well, thank you so much, Miss Haley, for that, Miss Dog Lover. Very difficult to fancy word. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. That's one for you, Miss Diane. We may just have an Ask the Interpreter night. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you. Go for it. Place.
We heard some very difficult and fancy words in the Karen Reed case. What does the interpreter do if they can't spell the word? What do I do? Well, I try to do prep time before. So if I can listen to one of the lawyers and listen to their genre of language, then I can normally get a good idea of what they're going to say, and I can look it up beforehand. If I can't, then I don't know. I'm really, really good at spelling, but then sometimes this happens. The word, it starts with a FOR, and that means I didn't get the other part of the word. But that's just how it happens. You can't know everything all of the time.
That's very true. And what I mean, it's just like us when we're hearing. We don't always understand every word. We don't always understand every spelling. We spell things wrong. We guess. And a lot of times we may tell them spell it and go, I think or I guess, and then correct it later once we find the correct spelling if we're blessed to hear it. So, just like with hearing people, there's always, always, always the possibility of misunderstanding. Okay. No, don't apologize. We are here to not only talk about court, to talk about all kinds of things. This is Saturday night. This is whatever. Um, and so with that, Mr. Braxton, you have anything you want to bring in? Oh, yes, Miss Diane.
I wanted to add that many times, because interpreters have to have such a large vocabulary base, I may not know how to spell that word, but I will know what it means. And so I can substitute and put the meaning in there. And that carries the same effect of having that word there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We love having questions. We have a section of Discord where you can ask questions when you, that's correct. So please join the Discord. And no question is stupid. The only stupid question is the one you do not answer. How many of y'all remember the Johnny Depp trial? I have a video here and it says Johnny Depp's trial, funniest moments. Would y'all be opposed to watching that? I love this video because in the Johnny Depp trial, there was a lot of crazy funny moments. Haley, will there be a way? Oh, forgot to turn off my fire radio. She'll find her way, Miss Kevin. Children. Oh, yes. But do you know what? I really appreciate parents out there. It is. Um, the funny thing is not funny thing. A lot of times parents will have a child that they find out is either hard of hearing or deaf. And the first thing the doctors want to do is put a cochlear implant in. And there's nothing wrong if a parent chooses to do that. But I really love it when parents do total communication, which means ASL, the if they choose the cochlear implant, and a lot of the English, which they get in the school. If they're exposed, and when I say English, it's the writing. Not every deaf person can speak, and not every deaf person can hear enough to be able to speak or have the physical ability, but or want to. But the fact that they can read and write in English, sign in ASL, and have the cochlear or hearing aids if it works for them, total communication. Am I right, Miss Diane?
You're absolutely right.
Most parents don't do any of that, or they put the cochlear implant on and they don't try to learn sign language, which is very difficult. All right, Miss Diane.
Is sign language different with each language? Yes. Every country has its own sign language. German sign language, French sign language, Pakistani sign language, Jewish sign language. I mean, they're just all of
Chinese,
them.
Japan,
Chinese, Japanese, yes. They all,
and in the United States, sign language is not identical from state to state. There are some variations. For example, I use this one the most common trash in Texas, trash in New York. This is Texas in New York, like like the lead shooters. In Texas, this is the city of Laredo. So there are some variations. No, don't stop asking questions. We love questions. Let's see. Well, our sponsor was recorded before Miss joined us, so we're working on making sponsor accessible. Yes, yes. What I'm going to do is hopefully within a week when we have a downtime, is I'm going to have Miss Diane um, on the screen with me while I'm recording the commercial again. So definitely we will make that accessible as well. Um, that's very important. That is very important. Yes. So let's watch some funny videos. Let's see if I can get the sound. Well, I think that was loud. You all hear it? Okay. My bad. I'm so involved with sign language. I lost it. Here we go. They're just screaming. Everybody's just screaming. Okay, there we go. Here we go. And of course, the sound cuts off when I.
And then you went in the house and saw Mr. Depp in the foyer, correct?
Yes, correct.
And Mr. Depp was trying to urinate in the foyer, wasn't he?
No.
Mr. Depp had his penis out of his pants, didn't he?
I think I would remember
Relevance.
seeing Mr. Depp's penis.
I'll allow it. Next question.
And you were trying to get Mr. Depp out of the house, correct?
Correct. I was trying to get Mr. Depp out of the house, yes.
And Mr. Depp was refusing to leave the house, was he not?
Not so much refused. He just wanted 2 minutes to see his piece.
You took Mr. Depp's arm to try to move him out, but he broke away, isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, so he was strong enough to break away from your grip, correct?
No.
I know, Brett.
So you had his arm and he broke away, though, correct?
No.
And isn't it true that in the entire time you were there, you were not informed as to what caused damage to Mr. Depp's finger on March 8th?
Objection, hearsay.
Asking what he wasn't told.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper told me he'd sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Wait, you
Oh,
asked the question.
objecting to yourself.
But I remember, I gotta tell the whole story, how they got there. Before they went and get the keys, they come down, they say, somebody tried to get into my unit, there's scratches on my door, and like, I'm really sorry, but who will think it's gonna get into your unit because they saw some scratches on the door, like, 4 inches above the door? Because the dog was scratching the door, was trying to get in, and they thought about someone trying to break into the unit. I said, in my head, I was like, you think someone's trying to get into your unit? There's scratches like 4 inches above the floor on your door. That was the dog trying to get into the unit. And they were so afraid. Oh, someone's trying to get into my unit. They're like, oh, come on, really?
Dog.
That didn't happen.
And I actually went. They asked me to go inside the unit just to check room by room to make sure no one was there. So I did that. It's part of my job, make sure they're safe. But I didn't understand why they want me to do that. I don't know.
So the incident was May 21st, 2016. You saw her the night of May 25th, correct?
Correct.
You said that you saw Amber Heard hundreds of times while she was there. Amber Heard treat you well, and was she friendly to you in each of these hundreds of times?
Yes. I'm not going to say no because she was really always nice.
All right, this is my last.
Be nice.
All right, this is my last.
Okay. Why is the judge permitting him to drive, talk, look at them all at the same time? Really? I'd be telling him, sir, pull your butt over. I don't care where you're going. I don't care what you're doing. You've been subpoenaed to testify. You were doing it through Zoom. You need to pull the car over. But it's funny.
Last question. You testified in response to Mr. Presidio's questions that you testified truthfully in all of these occasions. Did you testify truthfully to everything that you testified in response to my questions today?
That's correct.
All right.
I did.
It was a photograph of the bed, our bed.
Oh God. The bed.
And on my side of the bed, was human fecal matter. So I understood why it wasn't a good time to go down there.
Really?
My initial response to that was, I laughed.
Someone left a grumpy.
It was so outside. It was so bizarre. and so grotesque that I could only laugh.
Johnny Depp started paying me 2 years ago.
Okay, so now you're being, so you were working, Jerry Judge was your boss until he passed away, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, and now you get paid directly by Mr. Depp, correct?
Correct.
I have to put this up. This is priceless. Read it, Diane.
I wish all could talk that slow sometimes.
No, that's how Johnny Depp talks.
Mm-hmm.
That's his normal, very, yeah, hey man. So, you were Team Amber Heard, Peggy? Okay. Everyone has a right to their decision.
And you're paid a salary by Mr. Depp?
No.
Okay. And Mr. Depp's also provided you gifts, correct?
Gifts?
Gifts. Money, gift.
Yes.
And,
No. Yes, Johnny's gave me gifts. I've given Johnny gifts.
and she's given you gifts over $8,500, correct?
$8,500.
Yeah.
He gave me a lot more than that.
Okay. And you're loyal to Mr. Depp, right?
Of course I'm loyal to Mr. Depp.
Just handed to Mr. Rottenborn and Your Honor an opposition that we prepared before we had the benefit of seeing Ms. Heard's affirmative motion to strike, but I think we've anticipated the arguments made, such as they are. The court should deny defendant Amber Heard's motion to strike because Mr. Depp has come forward in his case in chief with multiple credible witnesses, documents, and authentic tape recordings of Ms. Heard herself, not only satisfying all of the requisite elements of his claim for defamation, including actual malice, but also going the extra mile of showing that Ms. Heard physically abused him. She's the abuser in this courtroom.
Mr. Depp, if you could please take a look at the stack of articles in front of you.
Yes, it's a stack of hit pieces.
Yes, the first one is
generated
called
by Ms. Heard's publicity team.
Mr. Depp, we're going to try to get through this as quickly as possible.
I'm going
to ask you about the first one. Well, we're going to talk about them. The first one is entitled, is from The Guardian. Do you see that?
Apparently drunk.
Yes, and this is an article from November 15th, 2014, entitled, Apparently Drunk Johnny Depp Cut Off at Hollywood Film Awards Ceremony, correct?
That's what it says, yes, sir.
And the next article is an article from May 7th, 2016. It's entitled, Johnny Depp, Friends and Family Seriously Concerned About Him. Here's Why.
Yes,
correct?
How did they know?
The next article from May 1st, 2017, before Ms. Heard filed for a restraining order, an article entitled, Where Did It All Go Wrong for Johnny Depp? After a string of flops and a ton of bad press, Johnny Depp's star power looks as wobbly as Jack Sparrow on a plank. Did I read that right?
You read that very.
Wow. That is rough. Y'all, I missed the Johnny Depp trial. I have to be honest. Now, Braxton today. Now, if you've seen these, let me know. It's the first time I've ever seen this. And this is something I'll have to be careful of later. And when monetization happens, I'll have to remove it. But I just had to do this. I can't hear it. I can feel the vibrations on my eardrums through the hearing aids. But this is stinking cute. Let me share. Diane, I don't think there's any talking, so you can take a break if you like. I'm going to take you off screen. I don't know what the sound is, so Braxton, you'll have to tell me. Have you all seen this? Dog lover. Braxton, thanks for that. That made me smile. Absolutely loved it. Wow. I love it. What do y'all think? Never tried crab before, huh? I'm gonna be Drew. You got any other good ones there, Braxton? I can't eat crab. I can't do any shellfish. Dad nabbit. Okay, guys. So, just out of curiosity, I have made myself a list of trials we're going to be following. So, of course, we're going to be following the Alec Baldwin. Of course, we're going to keep the Karen Reed on the back pocket and the back burner and bring it back and forth as it goes. The Sandra Birchmore, we're going to be doing that. Yes, you can, dog lover. Sarah Boone, we're going to be looking at Sarah. Turtle Boy, of course. Taylor Shabishnish, I can't even say that name, and more. Okay. If you, as a viewer, want us to cover a trial, drop it in a message. Come over in Discord and in the member chat. Just drop it in. By the way, we do have the ASL channel open in Discord, so you can come to our Discord channel and you can definitely ask questions there as well, because we want to make sure that we are here for you and we are able to answer those questions. Okay. So, some of you, let's talk about the hurricane. How many of you are going to be affected by that hurricane? Oh, sorry, puppers. Let me get my son to deal with that. I don't know why she's barking. She never barks. She's a service dog, so let me get my son on the phone. So, how many of you, show hands if you he heard it, are going to be affected? We will be. I am just kind of northwest of San Antonio. So if everybody, please keep the hurricane victims in your prayers. It's going to be a nasty one. I used to work hurricanes all the time as a Red Cross volunteer, and I used to do all that. So Ronnie will be, that's right. She's in that area, so keep her in your prayers. Oh. So anybody want to talk about what may be happening with Proctor? I was thinking about that last night when I couldn't sleep, and let me tell you, Proctor's going to be interesting. Are you? That really didn't type out well. So Proctor, for me, I can't wait to have a trial. I want to know what's going on with that guy. We watched the video the other day where he, not him, I'm sorry, John O'Keefe was talking. Dagnabbit, Paul O'Keefe was talking about John and how the family is on the Proctor's side and on the side of the state. They believe that Karen Reed did do the homicide. Thank you, Matt. And then we had a video from a good friend of John O'Keefe, and he says it's all on it is the conspiracy theory. Dog lovers asked you a question at Ada. Aw. Yeah, her interpreter gets a break. And by the way, your wall interpreter.
Oh, sorry about that.
Let me go ahead and explain something for interpreter, people who don't know the process. If I was working with Diane, she would interpret for 15 minutes ish, and I would take over and interpret. We've worked together before. And so when I'm able to give her a break, she can go to the restroom, get water, and then she comes back on. I'm not going to make her work an entire 2 hours straight or whatever it is without breaks. That's not fair to her, and I've been there, and I'm not going to do it to her. But we do a switch off game. I don't understand how they can ignore the Emmy and the experts. Well, yeah, and I heard through the grapevine, and once again, this is all conspiracy or rumor, but Proctor did go to the ME and really pushed to have the verdict changed. I mean, her answer changed to murder instead of undetermined. So that really was interesting there. Not one is able to agree. Kane. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Dolores, thank you for joining. There's some new people here I do not know, and I welcome you. I hope you guys will come back. This was just a hangout Friday. Saturday. We used to do these on Fridays. Now we're doing them on Saturdays. So that's where we are. Mr. Braxton, do you want to come in and talk about anything? You want me to bring you on stage? All right. Welcome, Mr. Braxton. He is the newest member of our crew. We are so grateful to have you on board. He is a mod, but he's my tech guru, and we've spent some time together. So, Dolores Cleburne said, how hard is sign language to learn? Genuine question. Well, I'm going to give you my answer, then Diane can give you hers. Sign language, really, it's like anybody. If you have the knack for it, it's easier. If you don't, it's harder, but you can learn it. One of the hardest things is dropping the English word format and work more in a conceptual format, a visual format. For me, and I think for Diane, we've talked about this, we both learned signed English first, which is where you sign every word. Kind of more of what she's doing now. Now, if she switches over to ASL, she's not going to sign every word. It's going to be more of a visual representation. She's going to break down and take out all the non-important words. So in English form, if I say, Matthew, go to the store, please buy milk, then get me some gas and come home. Right. Now, when you do it in sign language, ASL is Matthew, please go to the store, get me some milk, then get me gas, and then come back home. Yep. Very different. Very, very good question. One thing about ASL is when I was sitting in church choir and my kids were about 4 and 7, 8, and they were sitting in the church pews misbehaving, and I sit in the choir and I just go, stop. That's all I had to do. Stop. And if they didn't, I go, they knew what that meant. And then the word really comes out of my mouth. I go, oh, they knew when they saw that they were in trouble.
I
Susie,
wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like
Yes,
that. That would be no. No.
people used to say I had the death stare that would go across the entire church.
That was I felt that in my soul. It's like, ooh. I felt like I'd done something wrong here.
And ASL is very expressive. Our eyebrows will give you clues. Like if we're going to make a statement or if we're asking a question. If we're asking a question, our eyebrows come up and we kind of lean forward or some. If we're making a statement, it's more straight on and they are flat. So saying, hungry? Really? You just ate. Finished. Or it could be hungry. Yeah. So it's cool.
Nice.
ASL is more expressive. Nice to meet everybody. Okay, Mr. Braxton, you're on.
So, Proctor, I really think they're not going to retry this. I think that now with the statement about Proctor, him being moved, they're not going to retry it. I don't think they can.
I think that's going to be the big news that pops up that everybody's talking about.
I don't even know if they'll talk about it. It'll happen when they have up to a year, don't they?
They do. They do have
Yeah.
up to a year to retry her. So what they could do is not prosecute her, but do it with prejudice
Mm-hmm.
or without prejudice.
Yep. There you go.
Without prejudice means we're dropping the charges for the moment, but we have up to a certain amount of time to recharge you and do it again. With prejudice means that we're dropping the charges and we cannot bring it against you again. You're done. See, that's what happened to the trial with George Kelly, and they dropped the trial. I think because they came back in a deadlock. I mean, the hung jury, didn't they?
Did they finally come back with something?
I
don't think they've come back. I think he has 60.
They have not come back with the
60 or 90
answer,
days.
but we're waiting to hear with or without prejudice. And the thing with that is that at 73 years of age, with his, it could be lifetime. They can sit there. It's going to be without prejudice. That means he's going to live every day of his life concerned if the next day he's going to get FBI. Come on.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah.
It's.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll retry it because I think that there's enough evidence.
Ronnie, did they finally say without prejudice? I mean, with prejudice?
I don't think it's. Oh, they asked about the charges. I believe in that trial. It was strange. He was guilty. The jury agreed that he was guilty on one, but I believe deadlocked on the other. Or they were deadlocked on a single one. I believe it was like a single charge that they were deadlocked on.
He was found not guilty on charges, but one they were hung.
Yep.
So,
and that's it. It's
They have to
the entire
decide
thing's happening.
whether or not they're gonna recharge him.
Yep.
Or continue. So,
I believe.
it's one of these things that, um, honestly, it is going to be one hell of a celebration come Monday or whenever. I thought they have the hearing on the 22nd, but, the other thing that we've not really looked at is Turtle Boy. If they drop the charges on her, but with the video, how many of y'all in chat, if you did not see it, we'll find it. The video of Turtle Boy being harassed because he went into a restaurant in Canton to eat, which was the first bar they visited, McCarty's or whatever it was. And went in. No one was on the street except for he ran into Cullen and going into the pizza place next door. And so he and his girlfriend went in to eat. Then, oh God, what was her name? That was in there taking the pictures and phoning people. And so by the time they came out of the restaurant, McAbe's, we call them McAbe's, the McAlbert and the McAlberts, McAbe's and the Albert, and other
Love it.
people were sitting outside and they couldn't walk past them to get to their car. It was a scene. I would love to hear how many jurors were for guilty. Do you know what? They didn't poll them. They don't know. They may not know until the 22nd if it gets that far. But yeah. Yep. So that video and the fact that the guy was poking the girlfriend on the arm, which is inappropriate and is harassment and assault.
So I actually have no idea about any of it.
Thank you, Haley. Huh?
I know nothing about this drama. What is going on? Give me a brief rundown of Turtle Boy.
Turtle Boy. Okay. Turtle Boy, I don't know a whole lot, but what I do know,
Yeah.
Turtle Boy is what blew this case. You can do Turtle Boy. He blew this case out of the water. It was not getting the publicity it's getting now till he got a hold of it. And he is a legit journalist. I mean, that's what he does for a living. And he supposedly was going to everybody involved, asking to do interviews, which a lot of news media did. He wasn't the only one that went knocking on the McAbe's door saying, "Would you like to give an interview?" But they don't like him because he's on the Karen Reed's camp. So they're accusing him of witness intimidation. He's got like 15 federal, a lot of them. I wish we could, I don't have it now. I don't know where, I tried to find all of the charges listed, but also there's a inappropriate intimate behavioral thing charge. I don't want to say the word.
Wow.
He may be a little immature. He may, in some people's minds, and he is as rough around the edges as a saw blade in some people's minds. However, if it wasn't for him, Karen Reed would not have had all those supporters outside that courtroom. And sometimes it takes people like him to get change to happen or to bring to the forefront what's come to the forefront. If it wasn't for him screaming from the mountaintop and going to every hill and banging on the doors, we wouldn't know about all the stuff. Honestly, I don't think we would. And I'm not saying I actually like Turtle Boy. I'm not saying that I agree with everything he's done. But I will follow his case because it's what everybody wants to follow. And I've told someone today, she asked me, "Well, how can you follow cases if you don't like the people or if you're not supporting them?" It's not for me to like or support you. If the case is happening, my viewers want to see it. It doesn't matter what I think. I'm going to be the devil's advocate on both sides of that coin. Now, do I agree with everything Turtle Boy has said? No. I had him on a live, not him personally, but I played a YouTube on the live. Had some issues with some of the name calling and some of the things he said. But Braxton, I'm seeing a delay between my speech and the camera, and I'm going to take a screenshot for you.
Okay.
But that being said, why can't I take a screenshot? This is driving me crazy. Do it this way. There we go. So for me, I'm very, very much a believer of equalness on everybody's side. I really am when it comes to trials and my covering them. But once again, if it wasn't for him, the attention that this trial has gotten, we would not have seen. Let me scroll down. There we go. I see some minor differences. I just sent it to you.
Where
But
are you sending it?
I sent it in Discord. Yes, Susie, definitely Julie's brother who was touching Turtle Boy's girlfriend. Yeah, mouthing off. And then that woman, who in the heck was that woman who came out of the car screaming at the top of her lungs? Oh, here we go. Thank you, Miss Kevin. Screaming at the top of her lungs. I'm gonna. That's only a 5-second portion. I want to play more. Yep, we're gonna play it. Let me get it queued up here, you guys. Portion. Get it. Stop. So sorry about that. So, one of the frustrations that I have is the immature behavior of the McCabe's and the McAlberts when they had the jury and they were waiting for the verdict and all the finger flipping and the cussing, and it was horrible. Okay, let's play this.
Justice for Peter Berger. You'll beat my face.
Okay, that is your city count. Well, we call them councilmen, they call them statesmen. That there is an elected official, Chris Albert, saying to Turtle Boy, that he was going to push his face in. He said, I could beat your face up and down the sidewalk. I would, and if I could. Guys, I'm all like, do you know what, guys? If this is the way that, I didn't mean to do that. If this is the way that guy really is, why is he in the position? I'm just really floored. I'm just really floored. We did show the board meeting when it got really heated. So yeah, Jill Daniels. Was that Jim McCabe's sister? Oh my gosh, y'all. She is an embarrassment to that family. Is it the what? Is it in the water up there? Hi, Susie. Yes, it's in the water up there.
It has to be. I don't see any other way.
Okay, so what's your opinion? What else do you have to say?
Honestly, it's just a blur at this point. I can't believe it went to trial in the first place. And I just hope they don't retry it for the sake of the town, for the sake of everything.
Is there a way to find out how much money the Commonwealth has spent on this trial? How much money that'll be a good poll. How much money do you think they spent? 1,000, 10,000?
Million?
I'm putting it in the direct messages. Where I sent you the StreamYard link.
Yeah. I am there. I do not see them.
Interesting. Let me resend them.
Okay.
Let me resend it. Why is it not sending? There we go. I sent him again. So, yeah, what is it? We have an interpreter question. Let me pop it up. You can voice it if you need to, Diane.
Interpreter question. Are there times when it's annoying or hard to interpret a person? Like how fast they talk, an accent, a stutter, you name it? Yes. Yes, it can be very, very hard. I can remember a specific time I was interpreting a like a 500 level math class, and the professor was from India, and I got to the point where I had to say, "Excuse me, could you say that again, please, a little clearer?" And I saw and the lecture room was full. I saw everybody go, "Oh, thank God," because nobody was understanding him. It wasn't just me, but his accent was so strong, and the individual wound up dropping the class, not because of interpreting, but because there was just no way to understand what the man was producing verbally. And as for, is it difficult sometimes? Yeah, sometimes it can be really, really hard. And there have been times I have had to go, Your Honor, could you please have them speak a little slower? Because you got to remember, lawyers and professors and doctors know their information. It's ingrained in them. And they go, and they expect everybody to understand and get it. But we don't, because we're having to hear it, process it, produce it while listening to it and changing it again. And that's just for the interpreter. For the other individuals sitting there, they're just kind of going, huh? What did you say? Can you explain that? Can you do it again? Because they don't understand, because doctors, lawyers, anybody who really, really knows their stuff, they know it so well, they just forget everybody else does not. So yes.
IT people. IT people do it as well.
She sounds like a mouse.
What?
I said, you sound like a mouse.
Yep. Yes, I will be streaming the Baldwin trial live with interpreter. But okay, Amy says, I can't seem to find the cost. I am from Matt's, and I will not be happy if my tax money goes to a retrial. Let me put it this way. Those of you who don't know, my husband was in a profession. He was a professional. Yeah, I might as well just say it. He's a physician, was a physician. He committed a crime, or was found guilty of committing a crime, and we had to go to trial. It took 2.5 years, 5 attorneys, and 2 weeks. And let's just say the M word is a low ball for this trial. Low ball. Probably, I would not be surprised if we were looking at 10 million. Ours was
Easy.
close to 1 million by the time all debt and everything's paid. And I mean, I will tell you what you guys may or may not know is when these attorneys are at trial, their food, their clothes sometimes, the hotel rooms, the rental car, the gas, that glass of wine. And it really pissed me off because my ex-husband's attorneys had $100 cigar every night and wine, and it was all on our bill. We paid all expenses. I was pissed. Over $1,000 alone for cigars. I was like, heck no. So Canton, Mass, if it was less than 5 mil, you got off lucky. You really did. Because it was insanely expensive. Every expert that comes in. So on the defensive side, same thing. On the defensive side, but her family, and she's paying that money and those who have given money. And guess what? The money they put up for the bail, if you have $1 million bond, you don't have that $1 million. So you go to a bonding agency. You have to put up a minimum of 10%. Sometimes they ask for more. That's 100,000. So even if you are found not guilty and you were absolved and everything's hunky dory, you lose that 100,000. You will never get it back. If you put the $1 million up yourself, it's to guarantee you'll be in court. You get it back. But you won't get it back if you go through an agency. It sucks. We have been there, a lot of Karen supporters contributing. Plus, I think she sold her home and maybe her family. Yeah, this on her end is several millions of dollars.
Oh yeah.
And the supporters, they may have raised 300,000. Good for you. That's great. But I would say it was with her. The only good news is she had some FBI agents come on and testify on her behalf. Was it two? Two? So
Yep,
about
2.
500,000 she didn't have to pay.
Yeah. I think that we really have to think about and give Ian Runkle of the Bailey a whole lot of credit here.
Yeah.
He's a defense attorney.
Mhm.
And his goal is to have his YouTube channel pay his bills so that he can do pro bono criminal law practice 100% free. He already just loses money because he's doing pro bono stuff and charging either so little or nothing at all. That is, with some charging so much, it's insane. And actually on YouTube, there's an interesting correlation. Now, when I'm going to name 2 YouTubers. One is Ian, and what I'm about to say, and this is not a call out, this is a comparison in a very neutral way, because what I'm saying is not going to be bad.
Okay, I will say this. We can go further.
Yeah.
I love Runkle.
Yeah.
I support him even though he has no clue who I am.
Yeah.
You can sell it RB for Runkle of the Bailey. RB. His last name is Runkle, first name Ian. He's from Canada. But I love him, and that's one reason why I love him. Otherwise, he's just a fabulous person. So go ahead.
Right? He talks about how he rolls up in a Civic, an older Civic, and he had a client that's like, "Why aren't you pulling up in a Mercedes? It doesn't look good." And he's like, "Do you want it to look good, or do you want good representation that isn't going to charge you an arm and a leg?" And on the flip side, you have other fantastic lawyers like Bruce Rivers, who's also on YouTube. Bruce Rivers is a very, very expensive criminal law attorney. He doesn't hide that whatsoever. He is a very, very expensive attorney.
Like 3,000 an hour or something?
I don't know, but he has, one of the best BMWs. He really is the lawyer that you think of when it's criminal law lawyer. And it's not a bad thing by any means. Dog lover, Johnny Depp lawyers, exactly. Yeah.
Well, you guys, we will see what happens Monday. I think Monday maybe, and if anything's going to happen, but once again, there's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of stuff that's flying. So, like I say, it will be what it will be. We will find out on Monday. But when it comes to the attorney situation and the finances, the state really has to look at that part as well, or the ADA as well. They really, really do. And it may not be worth them trying again, especially with the Proctor situation.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Well, you guys, I have a very sick kitten I need to go take care of. And I got to get her stuff and, try to get her to eat, try to get her some fluids. We could watch the interview with the bald guy. We did it the other day, but I plan on playing it again during break on Monday. So we will play that again on Monday. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Kevin. So I know, right? Some of us have youngins, and they're my head mob. I call her my mod boss. And so rumors and speculations. So, by the way, I want to say, dog lover, you are from where? Because I saw a comment, hunky dory. That word is funny to my Danish brain. So, oh my gosh, you came in here on your own. Come here, baby. She has not been walking much. She's not been eating. She's not been drinking. And we've been very sick. But she just came in here on her own. Oh, makes me want to cry. I've been so worried about my baby girl. We found her at 3 weeks of age in the parking lot by a tree here at the shop. And she's almost 3 months old. And just really took a nosedive 2 days ago. And I've been really, really worried about her. Not out of the woods yet. Not yet. The fact that she got up and came in here is a good thing. So, everybody, I know tonight was a little off. I had hoped to have 2 guests join us. One of them has got COVID. And so that kind of fell through. But you guys have been enjoyable. Diane, thank you for your participation, not just your signing. And Braxton, thanks for joining the team. I'll call you when we get off just to discuss that little thing.
Yeah.
And Miss Kevin, my fabulous mod boss. And everybody, thank you for watching. And we will be here at 10:30. It starts 10:30 Central Standard Time, I believe. But do me a favor. I always have it up and ready to go tomorrow. So look on my YouTube channel and it'll tell you what time we're coming on if you want to make sure. But with that, I want to just say, y'all have been so sweet. You have blessed my heart. Remember to come hang out with us in Discord, please. Oh, that's rough. But please come out and hang with us in the Discord. We do have the ASL interpreter tag up, and we will answer your questions. Okay? So what I'm going to do is give you the little puppers and some music. Y'all sleep well. Have a fabulous Sunday. Everybody recover from the holiday weekend, and we will start again Monday. Oh, I got a bunch of comments. Oh, thank you so much. Y'all are awesome. Awesome, Miss Ronnie. Thank you. You're a mod. You've done a fabulous job as well. Okay, guys. Good night.